In this PowerPoint, we're going over the mid-century modern project and all of the details that we done with it. By Zach, Connor, and me, the narrator, Ashley. History of the style. The mid-century architecture was first developed in 1922 by a designer named R. M. Schneider. He created the first modern building style, which was inspired by many other building designers. A lot of architecture for the mid-century architecture comes from the post-war of America and parts of Brazil and Europe. The suburbs of the building give out the more modernized look of the building, but the building was later simplified to help bring out the modern design feel of the 1960s through 80s. Florence Knoll was the main designer of the mid-century modern architecture, which usually consists of wood and metal. She first got the inspiration in working on the beam design by working in an interior design store. Her job was to transform regular furniture into something modern and unique. When and where was this popular? The mid-century modern style was usually popular during the 1930s from the architects like Frank Lloyd, who influenced the modern aesthetics in the United States, which would then mimic the natural landscapes in the mid-century of America. What previous styles influenced this? Bohos, which came from the Bohos movement in Germany, was the art that would help architects learn about different kinds of styles of interior design. Prior style helped to inspire mid-century modern's design of the building. Frank Lloyd helped design this mid-century modern design using this genre of many amounts of architect styles. Who were important people that helped inspire the mid-century modern designs? Charles Ames, Ray Zame, Aero Sernine, and George Nelson. Charles and Ray were a married duo who made a great impact on the world on interior design by playing a vital role in sculpting and popularizing plywood furniture. Aero was responsible for creating the tulip chairs, which had an elegant and largely organic design that featured fiberglass by reinforced plastic. George Nelson had a leadership position in the design organization by advocating for the modern design principles. His most popular designs would include the ball clock and the marshmallow sofa.
What is the significance about the style? Why was the style invented? How is it used? Mid-century modern appeals usually come from forms of clean lines, organic forms, and functional elegance. A lot of its design was felt by people worldwide who wanted a departure from current design styles. They were mostly created by materials such as plywood, fiberglass, and plastic becoming regularly available, which allowed innovation from other architects to thrive in their own styles for mid-century modern designs. Popular examples slash important structures associated with it. Popular examples of mid-century modern were the Ames House, located in California, designed by Charles and Ray Ames in 1959. The Miller House, designed by Eero Serene in 1957. The Stahi House, perched on the edge of Hollywood Hills, designed by Pierre Coing in 1959. The Ames House, created by Charles and Ray Ames. What other styles did it influence? The mid-century modern style influenced the postmodern design that appeared in the late 1970s. It was the rejection of a simple and clean predecessor via an electric combination of patterns, styles, and textures. Mid-century modern valued functional, whereas postmodern design placed emphasis on the form of the interior. Postmodern designs takes in an ironic and whimsical sensation comparison to the mid-century modern style. What are the major elements of this style that stand out? The major elements of the mid-century modern design are organic shapes combined with informality. It features simplicity, natural shapes, and democratic design. It has used a new architectural design featuring posts and beams that allowed to discard bulky support walls and make it appear as if the walls were made of glass. Main construction material used was wood, glass, concrete, metal, plastic, plywood, and natural stone.
Hi, this is Zachary Taylor with Mid-Century Modern. For our color palettes, we mainly went with dark grays, olive greens, mustard yellows, and beiges, as well as some muted reds, but then you can take these colors and complement them with more vivid versions of themselves. For our textures, we mainly used wood, concrete, stone, steel, aluminum, glass, and then textiles such as wool, leather, and tweed. We based the design and layout of the house on multiple sources, including Case Study House Number 8 by Charles and Ray Eames, and then Philip Johnson's Glass House, which is meant to evoke a connection to nature and minimalism. For our interior, we used several sources, including Zillow, and this gave us the idea to set our house environment in California in the 1970s. One of our favorite models is this couch, which was based in classic mid-century modern style. And then another favorite here is this tulip chair, which was designed by Eero Saarinen. These chairs were based off the famous Eames chair, which you'll see here below. And then the TV radio stand here was also inspired by classic TV and radio stand cabinets, and that were frequently used to also store vinyl records. One of our favorite materials is this texture atlas that Connor made for the TV and radio stand, the exterior table, and the tulip chairs. And then these textures that Ashley made for the couch and Eames chairs. Here's the layout of our house. As you can see, we have a kitchen here, the hallway here, living space with the conversation pit, and the patio, including the doghouse. Here are some screenshots from our project. You can see that we have a shot of the exterior as well as most of the interior, including the hallway, kitchen, and living areas.
For our lighting implementation and where we went with it, we used directional lights to shine into the house and combine that with small lamp lights around to give it a natural lit feel while having smaller lights to brighten up the darker areas. That, with the use of large windows and skylights, made it so we were able to light the scene with only a small number of lights and simplified the lighting process while still maintaining the natural lit feel that mid-century modern houses are known for. For color theory that we used in designing an environment and why we went with it is we chose triadic color theory because it felt the most fitting for the late mid-century modern in the 1970s era, which was often comprised of bright, vibrant colors. Using triadic color theory allowed us to have colors that were distinct while also complement each other and often add highlights to show off certain areas. This was a really fun project and I enjoyed working on it.
The other thing I would like to improve on is the UVs on the wooden chairs. They could have been actually improved on a little bit more when I was going through the project. And also the UVs, they could have actually been painted a little bit better and not just like trim sheets. That I probably could have improved on a little bit more. The weakest part of the environment would have to be the outside part. There wasn't a lot that we really put in it, and I kind of wish we actually put some trees and other stuff in it. The way that I made this environment is from the references because I think they're actually the most beneficial for me building this project, and I think that it benefited me pretty well.
We think the corner of the house with the kitchen and bookshelves next to it are the strongest part of the environment because it has many small objects placed strategically around to give the sensation of a more realistic and lived in space. This makes the game feel more natural, and you can picture people eating at the kitchen bar while sitting in the tulip chairs. As for what I could have done better, I think I could have made more models and made some more detailed textures. I think if I had done that, I could have placed some models closer to the player so that they could appreciate the quality. Thank you for watching our presentation on the mid-century modern architectural style and our implementation of it in a house set in California in the 1970s. Please like and subscribe, and we just wanted to say thank you, Professor Johnson, for a fantastic class, being a great teacher, and we all really enjoyed this VR project. It was very enjoyable for all three of us. Thank you very much.